Hello, and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Okay, so, you guys already know what the orange guy is doing up in the White House, up in DC, and everything like that. How he is allowing someone that we did not vote for. Well, some people, like, they say they didn't vote for him, but he was literally creating a lottery for people to get money. He was literally paying for all of these events for you guys to come and listen to them be racist. But you didn't get you a lot of you guys, in my opinion, did not have a problem with the racism, the bigotry, and calling a piece of land garbage, trash, and everything like that. You didn't have a problem when the person you did vote for called Africa an S-hole country. You did not have a problem when people were beating up the Asian population for calling COVID Kung Flu. You did not have a problem when Colin Kaepernick was. Well, you did have a problem, but you didn't have the problem when the orange guy called him and the other African American players a bunch of swear words and out of their names and disrespected them when they were protesting peacefully. But then when you decide to kick him out, and then there were other protests and protests that were more vocal and stuff, and all of a sudden there was some things that happened, but then we can't, like, let's just say, yeah, that's one reason why we need the FBI, because the FBI and some of them found out that some of the craziness happened because Republicans, MAGAs, crept in and start, like, telling Democrats, oh, light this on like fire, do this, do that. Oh yeah, here's a illegal blah blah blah, do that, do, like, yeah. So yeah, yeah, you didn't think I was gonna, land back to, to my main subject, right? Yeah, right. But yeah, it's like there's so much racism, so much hatred, so much bigotry, and I'm really gonna be talking about that a lot because you guys are so against DEI. And a lot of the people who are against DEI either don't know or don't understand or don't really listen. They may so called have quote unquote friends, quote unquote neighbors, or they quote unquote served with. Because my ex, Mr. No Heart's older brother, he is such a no good, bigot, racist, hated, in my opinion. In my opinion, all everything that I talk about in all of my episodes are in my opinion. But his older brother is 10 times, like, just who. It's like I'll talk about him in quite a few other episodes because it's like the pattern of divorce rate within his family. It's like, I'm not saying I don't think my parents should have gotten divorced, because there were several times, and like even near the end, I was just, how did they stay married? But it's just kind of interesting with his situation, especially how he ended up marrying the babysitter. Yeah, after he got divorced from his wife, he married the babysitter. Then the babysitter cheated on him, and now he's divorced from her. So now I'm kind of wondering, did he marry the next babysitter? What's going on now? But anyways, okay, back to FBI. Back to Cash Patel. That, in my opinion, he's a no good bigot. Yeah. Okay. When the orange guy and the person we didn't vote for, even the Republicans, quote unquote, didn't vote for, because they did vote for him, because they did say that he was going to be, but they, quote unquote, they said they did not vote for him. When they threaten a lot of their politicians or a lot of the people that work for the government, if you work from home, we're going to fire you. If you don't start coming to the office, we are going to let you go. If you don't follow our directions with where to work and how to get to your office, then you're going to either get like severance pay or resign or whatever, like the pink slip, whatever. And now, and now, Cash Patel wants to work from home. I'll say it again. This jerk wants to work. I have so many issues with him, but he wants to work from home. And since he praises and kisses Trump's whatever, um, he's probably going to be able to. And like even reading some of the articles, like I mean, I'll get to the article later because like that's not my issue. My issue is you're going to allow this one individual to do it and kind of being petty like the Republicans are being. I want him to give us society, America. I want him to list 5 reasons why he should be able to work from home. 5. Get like, because if the workers have to answer to Elon, someone who they don't work for, Cash Patel should answer to the people he does work for. Let us know why you should be able to work from home and why others should not. And do another 5 bullet point list. Yes, 2 of them, 10 bullet points altogether. Create a second of why other people that work for the government should not be able to work from home and what makes you more special than them, other than you following every single thing that Orange Man tells you to do. Tell us everything, every little morsel, yeah, all of that in 5 bullet points, 10 altogether. If you need me to count it out like Sesame Street, we can do that too. But when there was one congresswoman, a Democrat, I forgot which state. I want to say, like, no, I'm not going to guess. I'll look her up. I might, if I remember, I'll look up I know I usually forget. But she was pregnant. She had her baby. And she had to miss a couple votes because you're not allowed to vote from home, work from home. But she was literally delivering a baby. But then she literally went back with her baby in order to vote for some crucial things that we needed votes for. But then we're finding out that some of the Republicans are voting illegally. I wonder what's going to happen with them because they shouldn't be having their positions. And then there's that one Republican senior lady that's at the dementia unit in a senior citizen home, Alzheimer dementia. I forgot which one it is, but they say she doesn't have it. But she hasn't voted or worked in like over 6 months. Like I think it's been like 7 or 8 months now, but we're still paying her. She's not working, but we're still paying her. It's like she's not even working from her like senior citizen place, but we're still paying her. But we have a lot of people on American soil who either have a disability or are pregnant or have children with either who are needed to stay at home for school for any reason, which is none of our business. Or it's like there's so many different reasons why some people need to be at home. Not even every day. It could be like every other day. It could be 2, 3, 4 days out of the week. It could be one day out of the week. Because for some schools, they are Monday through Thursday. So maybe it's like Fridays are, or whatever day is the exception of whatever. It's like I've heard like 2 or 3 schools like that. So I've heard a few countries testing out the Monday through Thursday work week too. So come on, I'm scared that they're gonna try to lower salaries, lower like and pay like so. Yeah, it's like I would say let's test that out, but with capitalism and the billionaires, millionaires, and how cheap they are. Yeah. So we got to be careful with that because, and yeah. But okay. Anyway, you have this one guy who is literally in charge, and if you're going to be a leader, like practice what you like. If our country, or if the leader we didn't vote for is saying you can't work from home, and now all of a sudden you want to work from home, it's like maybe as a unit you guys need to come together and maybe have some rules and regulations on that, because I don't think it's fair. We have millions of people who have different reasons, because even some people who have senior citizen parents who are at home, and some of the senior citizen, like some people's parents, when they get a certain age, they don't want to be alone, or it's not good for them to be alone for any which reason. And so it's like working from home will make it easier, because with some senior citizens, when they leave the house, it's like, especially if they have again dementia, Alzheimer's, and like some who even have other, like maybe even other diagnosed situations, it's like they you don't want to be apart from them for too long. And so, and some people, some listeners might be like, I don't really care. Well, if you don't really care, you're not in that situation, good for you. Congratulations. But one day that might be you. And part of me just hopes that one day more people will be empathetic, or more people will be open minded to the possibility of, I'm not in your shoes, but one day I might, like, I mean, except for nationality, because yeah, it's like you're not gonna, yeah, it's not, you're not gonna switch races and stuff like that. But it's like it's really crazy how a white man, he tries to be orange, like part, like I have so many questions, especially with the pigment. I'm like, really, who chose that for you? Who chose that? Like, but anyways, okay, that's a different story for a different day. But anyways, yeah. If you don't know, I am the Handicapable Black Women Throne Room. It's a late introduction, but I feel like this is your first time, because, yes, the beginnings of my YouTube were a complete disaster. I will tell the whole story soon, but let's just say Fiverr, be so careful with Fiverr and who you hire to do honest marketing. Yeah, to a point where I had to get money back two out of, well, no, two out of the other times, but one of the times I didn't know like the evidence that was needed, and then another time, yeah. So you know what? I'll talk. It'll be, but yeah. So for right now, this is kind of like my diary of politics, my diary of the need for DEI, dating nightmares, and the hatred that and trolling that I get for having standards, and especially when it comes to being a black woman with a disability. With my disability, like with a lot of jobs, I would need to work from home at least some of the times, and or I would like to, because like I'm in transition to driving again. If you've been listening to my episodes, you know, but if not, I had literally have around 280 episodes right now. You've got a lot of catching up to do, because I talk all about my disability journey and things like that. So catch up. Anyway, it's like I am one person where at job, and especially they took away DEI. So a lot of people with disabilities, people that they fired because they work from home who have disabilities, already have a hard enough time finding a job. And then it's really repulsive, disgusting, and just ignorant when people say, you only got the job because you have a disability. You only got the job because you're black. You only got the job. It's just like, shut up. How dare you? A lot of the people with disabilities, we have to work 5, 8, 10 times harder to be respected to even be able to get the job. So many jobs I was refused because of how I walk. And now because I like, yeah, only took doctors over 30 years to diagnose me with a disability. It only took them 30 years to stop calling me a liar and telling me that pain was in my head. So I am a prime example of someone who, like, if they told me that I had to work at the office every single day, part of me would be like, okay, so are you going to transition my car or my vehicle so I can drive to work every day? Are you going to do that? But they took DEI away, so they don't have to make it equitable. They don't. So they're just going to be like, no, that's your problem. And or you should have saved for that all this time. And it's like, well, there's physical therapy and other medical things and contraptions and all of that other stuff I need, especially if you want me to be stretched and ready with at least amount of pain as possible. Because with my disability, I'm not going to say it's just like pain all day, but I do have, yeah, let's just say, yeah, it's like if you had to, and sometimes with some of my enemies, I'm just like, I wish you could just go through this. For it depends on how much I can't stand them. But to one person in a room full of people who said racism is over with, so get over it. Oh, I will let him go through it for over 5 years. But for the one boss who, like, he hired me and I told him about, like, I need to wear different shoes to in order to work the job. Oh yeah, okay, whatever. But then the manager at Best Buy noticed my shoes, and then next thing I know, that same person who he hired me and I was already working the position for 2 weeks now told me that if I didn't have the correct shoes by the next day, that they were gonna fire me. And so working that job, quite a few days I got home and my feet were bleeding. That was how much pain I was in. So it's like a lot. And I mean, there's so many other examples too, because especially working in heels, it's like I damaged my feet so severely. Oh, I damaged my feet. So it's like, and all because people kept saying I was lying. And a lot of people keep saying that people with disabilities are lazy and or they're like, some it's crazy. They say, then get on disability. We don't want to hire you. We don't want you outside. We don't want you to work. Especially when they say they don't want us outside. I've literally had people, when I'm going to work, they're like, why are you out here? Why are you outside? One time it was right in front of my sister. Like, when I got home, my sister came to my room. She was like, what the actual? And I was like, this is all the time. You do not know how many people come up to me and ask me, why do I work? Why don't I just get on disability? Why don't I just live on disability? You do not know how many times. And then a lot of people say, just get a work from home job, because I don't want a work from home job, but a lot of jobs don't want to hire me. And so it's like, I'm glad I got the part-time job that I worked for quite a few years, but a lot of places don't want me full time. They won't hire me full time because of my disability. And there are some people who give me a downvote just for, like, it's like part of me is like, do you have a disability? It's like, if you have a different situation, let me know. But our situations might be different. It might be because of a difference in disability, because, like, and there are some people with other disabilities who, there was one told me he was on the spectrum, but literally told me, you might as well just stay home. Don't go out. Don't be seen. Literally told me, don't be seen. His name is David. If I can find the last name, because yeah, it's like in this, I've heard this quite a few times too. And this all relates to Cash Patel for a reason, because I want to know what his reason is. I really want to know what his reason is for wanting to stay home, wanting to just do as he wants. And you have other people who, like, because even again, looking for jobs, I've had job interviews where we don't have an elevator. This is before I was diagnosed. So they were like, you don't look like you'd be able to go up and down the stairs too often. Or if they had, like, there was one school I interviewed for and they were so impressed with my resume. And, but then they were like, oh, so how long are you going to be walking with that walker? And I'm like, probably forever. Oh no. So next thing I know is like, cause they were literally about to hire me. Next thing I know, they, like, the principal, it was like a job fair. They pulled the principal to the side, like she was in the middle of talking to another teacher for interview or whatever, and they like they pulled her to the side and the vice principal. It was all three of them, and then they each took turns talking to me, and then they were, and even with, like, because while talking to me, the teacher wrote all these notes and handed it to the principal, and the principal's like, you did all of this walking like this, you did all of this. And I'm like, what does my walking have to do with my teaching style? What does that have to do with how I perform or how I work? And a lot of people out here think just because I have a disability, I'm not able to do the work. I'm not hardworking. I'm not creative. I am, like, I'm not going to say I'm the most creative person in the world, but I shock a lot of people. But especially now being diagnosed, people think very little of me and they think I'm not capable or able, or it's like if I get a job, it's only because I have a disability. It's not because I meet the attributes. When with my, again, 3 degrees and 3 certifications, I say this in a lot of episodes and I'm going to keep saying it, because a lot of people want to think just because I have a disability, I was not able to, I am not able to, I won't be able to, I will never be able, like, and I'm like, get that out of your head. And some who used other excuses not to do A, B, and C, but then they're mad that I did A, B, and C, even though I had mental trauma from the medical perspective, church perspective, family, especially immediate family perspective, trying to get a job perspective. And it's just really sad with how toxic the environment is, and how now we have an able bodied man who wants to work from home. I want to know what his reason is, because I am going to be looking for work. I'm trying to start my business, publish my books and everything, but I do want a 9 to 5, especially after being diagnosed and the trauma and everything that I've been through. It's like I have my education and I'm good at what I do. And I want to be able to, like, show that I am able and capable. And also, like, I want to show other people with disabilities, don't stop. Don't take your disability as an excuse, because of the rest of the world, the rest of America, a majority of Republicans want you to use that as an excuse. They don't want us to be seen. It's like Candace Owens, that awful, like, in my opinion, she's an awful, dreadful, evil, conniving, bigoted. Oh, I can't even call her a human. But I remember when there were models with disabilities and she was putting them down, or and even asking who wants to see them, or why would we want to see them, or something like that. And it's just like, because we are part of this world, and it's crazy. Republicans keep saying all lives matter while they dismiss communities, while they hate on communities, except for except for white, Caucasian, European American, able bodied, straight men. We'll never put them down. But with people with disabilities, no problem. People of color, black people, women, put them down. Whenever we are the leader of a position, if something happens that's out of our control, if something crazy happens that we cannot just eliminate immediately, blame it on us. Blame it on us being not Caucasian, white, European, American, straight, male, or whatever. Like whichever one of those categories, you're going to blame it on that. But then when a European American, like straight man, able bodied man messes up, it's crickets. Crickets. They are not going to bring that up, especially when it comes to school shootings. All they're gonna say is thoughts and prayers, and don't take away my guns. You better not take away my guns. Yeah, that's what they're gonna say. But when it comes to employment and jobs and opportunity and things like that, there are so many people who want to work. We are not lazy. We want to work. And it's like I was trying to see if I can turn this or create something out of this, because I want to work. I work and publish my children's books and novels because I want to work, because I have a creative mind. I create my items that I have on Etsy because I am creative and I want to work and I want to be a part of society. But I am limited because of my disability. And so you have people, I say, and I'm not just saying myself or even just walking disabilities, but you have the deaf community, blind community, and other disabilities who we want to work, want to be out there and everything, but we need the proper tools and things like that. But also, some of that is stressful and things. So there are some days and times where staying at home kind of relieves some of that pressure. Even if it's 2 or 3 times a week, that's 2 or 3 days where we're just like, okay, I don't have to deal with the contraptions or the mechanics of all A, B, and C and all this other stuff. So let me just, do my thing, do my work, do my job in my sovereign place. But anyway, this is the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handicapable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too. I just want that 5 bullet point list and that 10 bullet point list of what makes him special and why other people can't and things like yeah. I want that list. And I write my books. I'm creating my greeting cards. Yeah, because I have the greeting cards. I have my books and the reading bingo cards and so many other things that I'm trying to create because I'm not lazy. A lot of people want to put that label on the disabled community, but if you don't understand us, then don't judge us. Don't stereotype us. It's not fair.